Okay, this has to be the coolest special attack of all time. Woo! Oh my goodness, look at this! The Wilderness boss rework just came to Oldschool Runescape, and with it, the Wilderness feels like the Wilderness again. 4 new weapons have come out, and activity is booming for everyone to get their hands on them. I got myself the Webweaver bow, which hits harder than dragon arrows and has a special attack bar. And the special attack is called Swarm, and it does 4 shots, capable of doing 40% of your total max hit each one. Because your special attack is going to hit over the course of 4 different hits, that means you're very reliably going to be able to deal some good damage with this weapon. And special attack aside, it's just a very, very fast weapon anyway. Oh, yes! Now this is a good combo for PKing, but it's not great. It's mostly for the spectacle. I think it looks so cool seeing the Webweaver animation right next to the Armadillo Godsword animation, and it's a good combo. It's not great, but it looks amazing. Now I think this is one of the most fun opportunities to engage with the new Wilderness activities because it was just released, so everyone's doing it. Now I figure the Voidwaker is going to be one of the most powerful weapons in the game, both in PvP and in PvM. I've already done some damage calculations, and it is insane because it has a 100% chance of dealing damage when the special attack is used. It should be a really fun weapon, and I want to get it myself. All 3 components from the bosses. So that's my goal. But first I have to learn the new bosses because the mechanics are at least slightly changed for all of them. So for this video, I'm just going to show you what I learned so far. The spider boss Venenatus. I did this with Dino's Twitch chat, so there were like 800 people there. The spider died instantly, so I really didn't learn much. I wanted to join a smaller group, and luckily I found my friend Hemis was live on Twitch, streaming his attempts at killing the spider. I decided to join his little group, and in the first 30 minutes we were discussing our next strategies, mechanics we've learned, and how we're going to kill this boss more efficiently. It's weak to crush, and being near it while praying melee prevents a lot of damage. I was so happy about this method already, but then I became even happier. I got a dragon pickaxe, nice 5 mil, proselyte armor for prayer, dragonfire shield for strength, and the bone dagger to reduce defense. That one's just for fun. The chinchambas were also really fun, but also extremely useful. I do think that this will be the meta for small teams maybe, just super easy to take out all the spiderlings. If you don't take out all the spiderlings, you take a ton of damage from Venenatus. I'm pretty sure the damage increases for each spiderling that exists. So kill them quickly and you'll have no trouble. Wildy Slayer is another thing you can do, and you can kill these bosses passively through Wildy Slayer. I decided to burn through some Slayer points just to demonstrate what it's like to get a Slayer task of spiders and then go after Venenatus with the Slayer Helm. And I wasn't intending to go solo it, but none of my teammates were there because they just got chased off by a team. So here I am soloing Venenatus, I didn't even know what I was doing, but it worked out really well. You can basically take no damage whatsoever, so this is definitely a soloable boss. Very easy to do, in fact. It might even be easier with just one person. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I really enjoyed myself doing this. Next up, there's the Vedion boss. But naturally, there's a team waiting just outside the entrance, so I had to quickly log out. I figured that if Venenatus was soloable, then this would be soloable too. So I just went in alone and wanted to see what would happen. Now I'm doing a few kills now and I'm getting the hang of things, but I noticed it takes a lot longer than Venenatus to kill this monster. Now at this point in time I hadn't realized that something was seriously wrong with my setup here. And so at one point I had hit a 39 and it had that golden tint around it indicating that it was a max hit. And I thought to myself, that does not seem right. Lo and behold, my Vigor's chain mace was uncharged the entire time. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and I suspect throughout that story you have looked at the screen long enough to basically understand all the mechanics of this boss. You see thing on ground, you move away from thing on ground. I am a master at this now. Callisto is definitely a different one. Here's my first trip, but even though the mechanics are completely new to me and I've never done this before, I am still a master of Callisto. You see, if I had let myself live, then those PKers would have killed me and taken all my stuff. But instead, I had a PVM death from Callisto, meaning I can go back to my gravestone and loot all my stuff. It was completely intentional and calculated, and you're not going to tell me otherwise. You see? Calculated. Now, there are 3 reasons why you do not want to be anywhere close to Callisto at any point. The first reason is that he will bite your face off with his melee attack. The second reason is that he fires a magic projectile, which you have a certain amount of time to pray mage against, and that time is dependent on how close you are to Callisto. So the further away you are, the more time you have to react. And the third reason you don't want to be next to Callisto is because he smells really stinky. Now that's about it for Callisto, and if you don't mind leaving me alone, I'm going to get back to bossing now. But in the meantime, I do have to explain why we haven't uploaded a community channel video on RuneScape Chronicles. The reason for that is because we spent the last 5 days working on an official JegX video, which has now been released on the official Oldschool Runescape YouTube channel. But I bring good news, because now that that project is done, we will be uploading a video on RuneScape Chronicles today. Both of those videos are linked down in the description below if you'd like to check them out. I'm going to keep kicking these bosses' butts, and I'll update you on my progress.